I set up a task force to look at gun violence in this state, to look at who's committing these crimes. And as you would expect, or anyone who has dealt with this would expect, it's a very small number of people. And so these are repeat violent offenders who commit the crimes time after time after time. There's a very, very small percentage of our population. I'm going to start, we'll be working with the state legislature to come up with legislation to literally target these violent repeat offenders, these people who have committed 3 felonies, people who have committed crimes of violence, crimes with guns, and go after them. Because the reality is that if we're going to make our community safe, we have to very scientifically target these individuals. So that's one thing that I look forward to doing. Second, I am working with the state legislature in regard to the internet cafes. These so-called internet cafes that are really not cafes, and they don't really use the internet, but the name is sort of stuck. They're a form of gambling. There's over 800 of them in the state, and we want to regulate them. It's a consumer issue. You walk into one of these internet cafes and play the game, there's no guarantee what the payout is. You know, you go to a racetrack and the law says what the payout has to be. You may not win, I may not win, but someone's going to win. And about 85% of that money is going to come back to somebody out of every race. Same way when you pull the slot machine down. You know, about 85% is going to come back to somebody. We have no idea in those so-called internet cafes what's going on there at all. So it's a real consumer problem. And what I propose to the legislature is it's up to them whether they ban it. That's their decision. But if they don't ban it, regulate it. And by regulation, I mean let's do what we do with casinos. Let's do background checks on the people who work there. Let's do background checks on the people who own it. Let's follow the money. Let's know where that money is going. We know as a fact that some of the money from some of these internet cafes is going to the Ukraine. It's going overseas. It's a perfect opportunity for money laundering. So we need regulation of these. So that's another thing that's on my agenda. Our crimes against children. We just really have kicked that in hard. And I expect to see a lot of growth in that area, what we do. This goes back to my experience as a prosecutor, when I saw what happened when we had children who were abused and how horrible it was. And you can describe it, you can talk about it, but unless you talk to that child, unless you see what happens to that family, it's hard to really comprehend how bad it really is. And so I made up my mind I was going to do something about it. So we have our BCI agents now who are on the internet, who are going there to troll, who are pretending like they're 12-year-old girls, 12-year-old boys, who go into these chat rooms, and as they go in, you can just literally watch that screen and you can see these predators come out and try to make some contact with these kids. And we're going after them. And we're going to develop cases. We are developing cases against them, and we're going to lock them up and get them out of society. Same way with the individuals who are on the internet sharing child pornography. It's a very, very scary thing. These children are being victimized again every time that image is shown to someone else. We have people on the internet now who are detecting them, and we're arresting them. And we're going to continue to expand that.